Parti.
Welcome everybody. Today we will investigate about a wonderful topic, what is a research. With the wonderful Elise, we will start. What is a research and why do it?
So hi everybody, I'm going to give you the definition of research. What is research? It's in fact a systematical and a methodical process of inquiry. What are the objectives of leading a research? In fact, doing a research is going to increase your knowledge, is going to help you establishing facts and reaching new conclusions.
Right. And what are the different approaches, logics and purpose of research?
In fact, we can distinguish a lot of different kinds of purposes of research. So, for example, you can distinguish applied versus basic research. Applied research is going to be is designed to apply its findings to solving a specific and an existing really specific problem, when a basic research is designed to make a contribution to a general knowledge. So applied is specific and basic is general. You also can distinguish descriptive versus exploratory research. In fact, a descriptive research is used to describe phenomena as they exist and identify and obtain information on characteristics of the problem or the issue. When an exploratory research is used to gain an initial understanding where there is little or just really a few knowledge on the fact you are doing the research. You also can distinguish analytic versus predictive research. Analytic research goes beyond description to establish relationships that explain how and why. And predictive research goes even further by generalizing from the analysis to make predictions on the basis of hypothesized and general relationships. Then you can distinguish qualitative versus quantitative research. Qualitative research is going to put its focus on examining phenomena and analyzing qualitative research and qualitative data using interpretative method. Quantitative research has its focus on measuring phenomena and analyzing quantitative research data using objective and statistical methods. You have also the constructive and generative approach. In fact, it's quite these two methods are quite similar. So the constructive or the generative research approach, it's a research procedure for producing innovative constructions intended to solve problems faced in the real world, and by that means to make a contribution to the theory of the discipline in which it is applied.
Thank you very much, Elise. It was very interesting. Now we will talk with another specialist, Polo. So, Polo, what is a literature review and what is the purpose of this literature review?
So after seeing all this basic stuff about research, let's see how we can apply it in real life. So in the real life, you can apply it in one of the most important parts of a report, the literature review. The literature review has the purpose to describe, summarize, and evaluating the different research and the information you gather. So with it, you can use it to guide the author, like the author uses it to guide himself upon his research, to transmit the knowledge he gathered to the reader, and to critique the information. He can rank the different information based on their weaknesses or their strength.
Thank you very much. Can you explain us the differences between a theoretical framework and a conceptual framework, please?
Of course, it's really easy. Basically, the theoretical framework is really hard to say, but it's much more easier to explain. It's like an house. For an house, you have some foundation. Your theoretical framework is like the foundation of your research. It's just a basic upon where you are going to build your full research. The theoretical framework is providing a rational relationship between the variables and guide you through the way of identification of this relationship among your variables. The conceptual framework, otherwise, is more conceptual and more theoretical. To simplify it, you are going from the bottom, from the basic factors, and these factors are going to give you underlying factors, and from these underlying factors you will be able to conclude the outcomes of your information and of your thinking. Your thinking and your reasoning, it's gonna like getting higher and higher and higher, and that's gonna permit you to pass from the basic factor to the underlying factors and then to the outcomes.
Okay, thank you, Paul. It was very clear. Now, can you explain us the research methodology? I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, the research methodology. This is a process used to collect information in data for the purpose of making a business decision. You can, like, information and data are really like large topic. It can include like public research, interviews, surveys, or can include any present or historical information, data, trends, or whatever you can find with some information. You use it to make a decision and to help you decide whether it is a good decision for your business or for any business if you are just an advisor with this data.
Okay. Thank you very much, Paulo, for this amazing explanation. Now, the last but not the least, PH. Our professor, yes, it's a doctor in research techniques. So, thanks to him, we will understood what is the differences between qualitative data and quantitative data.
And that's a really interesting question, Marco. Of course, we've got two possibilities, qualitative and quantitative data, as you can see on this board. We could give like a simple definition for qualitative data. It's kind of subjective, interpretative methods. Like, for example, your opinion about somebody, about a subject, a course, whatever. So really simple. The other one is quantitative data. As you can see, it's more about numbers, it's objective, statistical methods. For example, I don't know, the grade that we had in consolidation, what give you time, or whatever. It's just numbers and it's objective. That's what you need to learn and to retain about these two concepts.
Oh, thank you. It was very clear. Now, can you continue and explain us the differences between a proposition and an hypothesis in research technique?
Again, another interesting question. So, as we can see on the board over here, a proposition is like an idea, is a project, it can be also a concept, and it requires an effort to determine, to obtain, a result for it. Whereas the hypothesis is kind of more different. It's the proposition that can be tested for association or causality.
Okay, thank you very much. But now, we can use different methods of collection data, data collection and data analysis. Can you explain us what does it mean?
That's a great question, Marco. Of course, we've got the data collection, that can be a survey, that can be a questionnaire, or that can be also an interview. Of course, you're going to tell me what's the difference between a survey and a questionnaire. Of course, interesting question. A questionnaire is kind of global, whereas a survey is kind of the paper that you will give to obtain all like your data collection, all your data. To talk about the data analysis, I would talk about three letters, QDA, which is quantitative data analysis. Of course, you've got two levels. It could be descriptive or it could be, of course, interpretive.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Professor, can you give us your secret and tell us what makes good quality research?
Of course. Why do we do research? It's kind of an interesting question, and I would say it's an excellent question, Marco. First of all, it gives you knowledge. That's, of course, the main aim of research. Then, of course, it can help you like to make better decisions in your company, like to improve your performance also. It gives you a competitive advantage, and maybe like that's the biggest purpose of research in companies, because They want to be better than their competitors, and so they gain a competitive advantage with research. That's why they invest so much money. And last thing that I would say, it provides also a clear measure of the performance in the company. So that's why we do research.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor. Now, we will finish with the most beautiful professor in research technique. So, Elise, can you explain us what is informed consent, please?
Of course, and it's a key point in research technique. In fact, informed consent, it's a process for getting permission before conducting an intervention on a person. If, for example, I want to ask you some question and you're to answer, I have to get your approval on it. And informed consent is part of the research technique ethics purpose. So what is research ethics? It's the application of moral rules and professional codes of conduct to the collection, analysis, reporting, and publication of information about research subjects. So it's a research ethics purpose just as confidentiality is or privacy is.
Okay, thank you. Now this investigation is finished. We understood better the research techniques thanks to Elise, PH, and Polo. If you want to be like Ben Gibbs, just come in ESA and follow the course's research technique. Thank you. Bye.